But first, we need to get the package off and get the gizzards from inside. And we're going to pat him dry. We're going to go ahead and tuck our wings under. Just going to take the end pieces and just bring them back. Alright, we're gonna wash our hands. We're gonna put a little bit of oil on his back. Rub that in. In this bowl I have a tablespoon of salt, a teaspoon of each of onion powder, garlic powder, pepper, and Italian seasoning. Get that all mixed up, and we're just going to sprinkle that all over. And we're going to put a little bit of oil on the breast area. Make sure you get his legs and the wings. We're going to put some more seasoning on here. After we get him all cooked, we're going to take the meat off of the bones. After we cook this bird, we're going to take all the meat off of the bones, and we're going to make 2 meals out of that. One, we're going to make fettuccine alfredo with chicken, and then next meal is going to be a chicken enchilada over Spanish rice. First, we need to get him in the Instant Pot and get him start cooking so we can move on to the next step. So we have our Instant Pot right here. This is an 8-quart. I do believe that a 5-pound chicken will fit in a 6-quart, but this is an 8-quart. I have 2 cups of water that I'm just going to put in here. I have my rack, and I do cook mine breast side down. Make sure his wings are still tucked under. We are going to cook this on high for about 25 minutes. We're going to let it natural release for 10 minutes, and then we'll manual release the rest. Once it's cooled off where we can get it out of the pot, we're going to go ahead and remove all the meat off of it, but we're not going to throw away none of the bones and none of the skin, because we will just stick that in a Ziploc bag with the freezer to go with the onion peels and the garlic peels that we did the other day, and then we'll have stock ready. We'll have the ingredients to go ahead and get a stock made. So let's go ahead and get the lid on. If you notice over here on the sides, there are buttons. So if we hit poultry, it says 20 minutes. But we do want to do it for 25 because it is a 5-pound bird. And now chicken came out of the Instant Pot, and now we're going to go ahead and get it all shredded up and off the bones. So in this bowl right here, I have our whole chicken, and we're just going to shred the meat up and put it in this bone. We are not going to throw away the skin or the bones. We're going to save that for chicken stock. Get this all shredded up. We'll start on the Alfredo sauce. So out of a 5-pound chicken that we cooked in the Instant Pot, we got 1 pound and 10 ounces of chicken. So out of this chicken, we're going to get 2 meals. Make a fettuccine alfredo with chicken, and the other we're going to make an enchilada. So we're just going to use about maybe 8 ounces of this chicken Alfredo sauce. The rest of it we're going to save for the enchiladas. And as for the bones, I'm going to put this in a Ziploc bag and stick it in the freezer for 1. So that's all the bones and the skin in a Ziploc bag, and in the freezer this will go. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and get started on the Alfredo sauce. So over in this pot right here, I have water. I'm going to add a pinch of salt. Go ahead and get that heated up. Once it comes up to a boil, then we'll go ahead and add our pasta. In this pan right here, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of butter. about a tablespoon of olive oil. I do have my heavy whipping cream right here. This is a 7-ounce bottle that I get in a case of 6 from Azure Standard. Some organic grated Parmesan cheese. I get this from Kroger. And I have some shredded Parmesan cheese. This is actually a gift from a friend of mine that gets his cheese from a relative from Italy, and he grates it and he gave this to me. So this is about a cup of grated Parmesan cheese. We have our 8 ounces of chicken that we cooked earlier. Once the water gets boiling, we'll go ahead and drop our pasta in. Once the butter and the oil get melted in here, then we're going to head and get started on our Alfredo sauce. Just like I showed you in the chicken pot pie recipe, this heavy whipping cream is so thick. It's got a heavy layer on top of the heavy cream, and it's yellow. It's not white like the ones you get from the store. I'm going to be seasoning in layers with salt and pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and Italian seasoning. This is the mixture I had left over that we put on the chicken before we put it in the Instapot. We're going to start off with this. Okay, our oil and butter is melted together. Let's go ahead and put our heavy cream in. Because this cream is so thick, it doesn't all come out. We're just going to turn it upside down on a plate and just let it drain completely. We're not going to waste anything here today. Let's go ahead and add some of our season blend in there. Now we're going to add the grated Parmesan cheese. About a cup of this. Whisk that all in there. Fettuccine I actually get from Kroger also. This is an organic. It's a 1-pound box. I did weigh out 8 ounces, so we're only going to use 8 ounces. It's just 2 of us here. It's just the husband and myself. So 8 ounces is plenty. And the heavy whipping cream will thicken as it cooks. After leaving it upside down on this plate, we got another maybe 1/8 of a cup off out of it. Let's go ahead and scrape that into the pan. And we're going to leave it upside down and get the rest of it out. And you do want to taste as you go to make sure the seasonings are correct. We're going to add a little bit more Italian seasoning in there. Maybe a 1/2 of a teaspoon. Add our 8 ounces of our shredded chicken. And it's starting to thick up very nicely. We did save the chicken stock from the Instant Pot that when we made the chicken. So if we do need to thin it down, we can always use that. And put our cup of shredded Parmesan cheese. This is the chicken that we got from the Instant Pot from cooking the whole chicken in there. I'm just going to strain it a little bit. I'm probably going to put a cup in here. Will not go to waste. We'll use that on tomorrow's dinner when we make the enchiladas. Put this down on very low and just let it simmer. It up to a boil. We're going to remove the lid. I do have salt in here. We're going to go ahead and add our 8 ounces of fettuccine. We're going to cook it to an al dente. We're going to constantly stir our Alfredo chicken because with all that Parmesan cheese, it will start sticking to the bottom. Al dente actually means to a bite. So you don't want the pasta just to dissolve in your mouth. You actually want to have a little texture left on it. And that pasta is perfect. We're going to turn the stove off and we're going to go ahead and strain that. So I got a strainer in the sink. We're going to go ahead and strain our fettuccine. We're going to put our strained al dente fettuccine in the pan with the Alfredo sauce. Stir that in. Season wise, salt and the herbs are perfect, but we are going to add just a pinch of pepper. And we're just going to add a pinch of basil. Serve this with some garlic bread and a side salad, and you have the perfect meal. Just give a little taste. Spot on. Homemade Alfredo with chicken and fettuccine. That is delicious. Thank you for hanging out with me in the kitchen today. Please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. If Fettuccine Alfredo is one of your favorite dishes, please let us know your recipe. Again, I appreciate all the support you give me, and thank you. Till tomorrow when we make enchiladas, y'all have a good day.